Captain's Log Stardate 2026.05.11 0150 hours. This is Captain AndreasUK of the Star Ship Stella-Trader101. Our mission today is to do a small trade route from yesteryear. Looking back through my captain's logs, it's a small trade route from the TDD area at area 18 to Arc L1 TDD to take processed food, approximately costing 1,202 alpha aUECs, to sell at the TDD on Arc L1. And then we'll bring back Laranite, approximately costing 60,619 per 8 SCU box, and then we will sell it. So at Riker, Riker spaceport. So here we go. Cruise pulse. Restore, refuel, recharge. It looks like there's no one about. I could do with a... Let's have a look what I've got in my backpack. Very ghostly in here. I wonder if there's much activity outside. Nothing. How strange. Well, there's nobody to see me do this. If a tree falls in a forest, does anyone hear it? Right. C1. $62,370. So we'll rent that ship. Going to the Bevic Centre. We don't want to go to the Bevic Centre. Right, so we've got these lonely travel times. It's good, I don't mind. I'm quite okay in my own company. And we're just going to go to the TDD. We'll just check on my health and things. So we've got 1,114,753. Not a lot of money, but then again, like I do say, I occasionally give money away. Not all the time. But I don't see the need. I am saving for a C2. So I will be reluctant to release money to people. Here we come. This is our stop. Take it easy. Yeah, not many people around at all. Like being in a vacuum in there. How quiet it is. I mean, it's night time for me, but it's daytime for this world here. Right, we should be able to find our C1. So that's not quite funny. Well, unless I haven't called it in properly, I'll put... No, I already did put processed food in that ship. So they already have 46 processed food in my Cutlass Black. So the Force 360. Come on, Dose. So my call sign is Stella-Trader101. So everything has ground to a halt there. Damn. Just missed it.
Hey there.
Oh yeah. Gotta get that fixed. "13 seconds. Disappeared. Never mind.
Now arriving.
Let's go and see why this ship isn't playing ball. Bottles lying around on the floor and a few cans. Let's check out this screen rather than go down in the elevator.
Welcome to the aUEC Vehicle Retrieval System.
See what spirit it is there. Deliverable. So might as well just pop in and have a look. It's a clean interior, larger than the Cutlass Black. God, yeah, so bring it up out of the depths of hell. There's a definite feeling of sense of my getting crushed by this big ship. All your legs chopped off if you stand in the wrong place. And this isn't what I expected and what I thought it was going to be, because it's got all this space in it. I have used this ship before. It looks like it's had a redesign. Of the large 8 SCU containers, you can get one stood on that square there, etc. all the way down. You can see it's all marked out on the floor. And you're left with a corridor down the middle. And it's very much like the C2 in its long thin design, you see. So I'm going to do the run back to the Department of Trade and organise some stock to fill this. Although I've already got some in the Cutlass Black, I can just check that we have got that. And before I've got the chance to do that, I need to just take a look at the Cutlass Black. So let's put this one in the storage. I'm pretty sure it's full. So I'll just get walking around the side. You should be able to set your orientation of which way around you want your ship to appear. That would be a nice little touch because, yeah, so it is full of food. We'll leave that in there because I'll take that another time. But I do normally run 2 ships. It's because of this long train journey. So I will leave that one out on the landing pad. This is all real time for you. Black and pink can, I don't think I've seen any of those. I think I would buy me a little hover scooter. Typical. So you can see if you're going to do a lot of train yard deliveries and stuff, it can be quite annoying train deliveries. If you're going to be doing a lot of backwards and forwards to the TDD trading, it can be an advantage to have two ships. You know, so I'll use the Cutlass Black on the second run. But for most part, I'll just you know, put the stuff in the C2. Invisible bottle.
Now arriving. All major commercial areas of our colony, citywide, is business travel made simple.
If you remember, it got sticky around here the last time on the way back down the stairs. See if that happens again. Silence. Silencio. Nay! You can't jump that high. C1 Spirit. So we just got to make a few notes. In the captain's slug. So this is a C1 Spirit. Our bank balance is 1,114,753 Alpha UEC. I don't think it matters whether we bought 8 SCUs. Let's just try it with one, see how many goes without purchasing. 64. But if we change it to 8, still the same, 64 SCU, so it's going to look neater in 8 SCU units. So we're going to spend on 64 SCU. We're going to spend 76,925 on processed food. And the cargo load fee is 2.335k for a total of 79261. So this is the being loaded pending transfer. We'll accept. So now we have 2 ships loaded with food, so we don't have to keep coming back here. But I will be coming back here because on this first trade run I will need to sell it. So normally what I do is I would park up, put my ship in the storage, call the other ship up, jump back out, fly back out again, and because you're only a hop, skip and a jump when you're at Arkel 1 or any of the others, it's a starbase, so you don't have to have trains and messing about.
City Flight is proud to be the official transportation service provider for the Arcot Metropolitan Network.
Pretty rapid these trains, aren't they? Between, you don't have to wait around too much. I think that is one of those quality of life improvements. Obviously you've got to wait for the train doors to shut in 11 seconds. You've got all the information there, you know when you're going. And when you come back in a couple of 3 days time, we are currently at Stardate 202605.11. In other words, when you come back on the 14th of May 2026, we will be in the it's like a free fly event. I hope it is anyway. I haven't fully 100% checked it all out. But what I will do as soon as I get a moment is I'll try and flash up a screen to show you what's going on. And if you want to come along and play with yours truly, myself, moi, you can come along and do that. I actually didn't know that the event was on until a while ago, but there's no point in me taking time off work to come and do any gaming, because the last time I did, I took 4 days off work. It's just part of my holiday, and days owed to me, and yet I couldn't get online because there was PC issues, internet issues, game issues. But I want the way I want to do this run for you is to show you not me doing the 2 jobs back to back. I'll explain that again in a second.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Or you could even do 3 ships worth back to back. If you've got 3 cargo ships and they're all worth doing, then you might as well. So it's got.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
When I say enough cargo space to make it worthwhile, the Cutlass Black has got around 46 SCU, and you can squeeze more in if you want, but the whole point of doing trade runs is so that you don't have to do all the manual loading of the missions. So you could earn 200k right now just by going into the missions. Let me just have a quick lay down on the bed, make sure I'm healthy. And I'll set my regen where I'll usually like to do it, to this. Then we'll just check that we're healthy. No injuries, no treatments. Right, so if we wanted to, we could take, just to make 200k, but it would take you an hour. Just a second, let's have a look. Contracts. And I might as well just talk about the contracts being at the low end, which is what I do. The planetary, like planet to planet haul-in jobs, you could take these type of things, which just back down to Riker from Bajini Point. And what you'd do is you take these 50k ones, there's 4 of them, and they pick up the cargo from the freight elevator at Bajini Point. So you fly out of here, go up to the Bajini Point. It's a real quick shot, you know. But they're all 1 SCU containers, and you've got to manually load them. And there's 6, and you'll get paid 50k for it. But I don't want you to think of it like this, because of the mentality you need to do the trade runs. You do 6 SCU, and another one might have, let's see, you could get all 4 in your ship at once, you see. This one here, same again, 1 SCU, there's 7, so you've just made 100 grand. If you go and get them 13 containers and bring them up, that's 100k. And whilst it's quick enough just doing 6 or 7 containers, I'm trying to make this spool down. So there's another one there. There's 2 in fact here. So we've got this one, that's another 6, and there's usually a 10. I was just going to say usually a 10 or 11. So you've got, what's that? 13, 19, 29 containers. 29 containers and you get paid 200 grand. But do not put that ratio together. Say, oh, it's only 29, and yet I'm hauling 64 in this. That is not what the point is. The point is, this is quicker and can be more profitable if you get 2 or 3. Once you've got once you've got a ship or 2, and you make 1 journey to the TDD, fill up the ships with cargo, like so. But as you see, if you wanted to waste a bit more time, you could quite easily fill all this decking and all the centre area. You could put lots of little things in. But there's 64 SCU in here, and we'll just see how much money that makes when we take it to the Arc L1. And for all intents and purposes, you would think at this point you can actually set your glass, but let me just get the doors opening, get the craft switched on.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
Get the doors open.
You are clear to launch. You are clear to launch.
And then we'll have a look at the Moby, see if we can get the maps. We want to go to, when I type Arc, it puts 2 C's in sometimes. Arc L1. That one. and then often it won't carry over. When I click this, it should stay on this screen, and it has done. Good. So let's just go to the external view, go vertical takeoff, change our engines, take our wheels up, and boost. And as you can see, I'm following those green lights. You can clearly see them on the left where that new starship's just come in. Sound? I've gone deaf.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, there's some sort of a glitch on the radio. It obviously thinks I want to land. Get to about 10,000 feet. And then we'll level out and put our quantum drive spooling on. Look for our location, because we've already set it in the mobiglass. So this place here, going up towards the Crusader sun, ARC-L1, Wide Forest Station, our destination.
Quantum travel engaged.
So I'm trying to show you an outside view. Well, we're a bit sticky. Between screenshots, because I suppose it has to do a whole different video set of processing for this. Well, anyway, here we are. And we're not the right way around, of course. Arguably, in space, you wouldn't hear any noise, would you?
Shields on.
Let's get a bit closer. Let's make this request. Radio request. Is my comms down? Ah, they are. But it's difficult to see where it is. It looks as though it's on this outer ring. But it's not, it's on that inner ring. We've got to watch out for a very odd bit of glitching and stuff on here, because you're approaching and then suddenly it glitches out. you end up crashing into the station.
Landing
Which-
gear down.
What happened about 3 videos ago. And even this isn't my bay. Let's have a look.
Landing gear up.
So they like to give you something really difficult to...
Landing gear down.
Let's just go to external. They're probably going to close the doors now. Just as I get lined up. Yes, they have done that. Yes, that request has already been approved. So it really doesn't look as though it's going to fit, does it? But it will.
Landing complete.
It says Captain AndreasUK of the Star Ship call sign Stella-Trader101. We have arrived. That's our destination. The first point, our little trade mission. And we take a normal walk normally, but I want to run in here. I think this ship could do with a front entrance, front door, and maybe a letterbox.
Welcome to the aUEC Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Just like that, pop, it vanished. And this is the part where you just run round this little you see how short this journey is from this elevator. Left. Ah! There, spoke too soon then. Nearly died. Mainly because if you don't have your helmet on, boom, and stuff happens. At least if you're outside, you've got a fighting chance. You breathe. You know.
Hey there.
I can't see buttons. Can you see the buttons? The Galleria, in this case. And then just down the street at the back, behind the stairs. Granted, we did mess about a little bit, don't forget. C1. So, our current balance is $1.035492. We're selling 64 SCU. Just writing it down. We're going to get 1,523 per SCU. So now we've made some money, you see, for 64. And we're gonna equals 97,501. We paid 79. So we've made 20 grand. Now this is just the accounting run, and it's going to cost us a little bit more than that because there is loading fee of 1,669 for a total of the money we've made would be 95,831. But this bit of profit, this 20 grand that we've made here ish, is going to pay for the fuel. It's about £1,000 a run, and I'll show you that in a minute. And we'll pay for the loading fees on the big run, which is the one we're going to do now. So our bank balance is now at 1.132988, and we're going to purchase, again we're in the C1, Laranite, and the smallest boxes we can take are 8, and the current price is I'm just writing Laranite at 1,000. Did I read it right? Let's have a look. There is 7,422 per SCU. An 8 SCU box is going to cost 59,374. This is why you need at least about $500,000 initially, but because we haven't selected our sea spirit properly, oh, it isn't empty yet. This is why it hasn't come up with the slider. Now it's come up with the slider, we should get 64 SCU in. So for 64 SCU, they're going to charge us 474. That's going to cost us 474,985, and there's going to be a little loading fee on top of that, which is 1.669, sorry, K, for a final bank balance of, we're now down to 656 333. So now we've got everything in the log, and I would advise you to keep a written log, not because you're going to say, oh, you didn't give me the right money. The prices will fluctuate, so when I first looked at it, it might not have been 5,439 or 7,422. It might have been cheaper. So now all that's getting loaded into the ship. By the time I make it back, I'm not going up there, am I? I'm going to the elevator. If you use the same elevator that you came in on, it usually opens straight away if nobody else has used it and they haven't called it to another floor, as it were. So we want to go back to the hangars and the habs. And where it was left before, now it's right, and then we're back. So there's only two other guys here. I don't remember which elevator I came out of. I usually like that one over there in the right hand corner. I don't bother standing out there calling that, because you've got your hangars. They almost have their own hangars. Woohoo! That's another scary one. So the C1 is we're still having the cargo transferred. So we've just got to wait 56 seconds while the cargo is being transferred, and I like to see that. Now, if you wanted to be a bit more pedantic about it and get some more cargo, whilst you was at the TDD, you could have ordered another half as much again. And I'll explain what I mean by that. You've actually got 3 rows in the C1, but we're only stacking them left and the right. So these will be grey containers, where the others were a rusty red colour. So the back-to-back missions would go like this, where we're still doing the first half of the first vehicle's missions. Soon as we land back at Riker, so this has come available now. Call it in. If it let me get my face off the railing. My face was glued on the railing. Couldn't get my face out. So then you would put your ship into storage, the only difference is, so you could get another 1, 2, 3, 4 down the middle, and it's a pain in the backside. You could maybe get another 4, 8 in there, so you could carry probably twice as many as this, and you'd need a second person who would have to just stand in the back. So if you have a second person, like I've got 2 accounts, so I can do a little bit of a miscreant, mischievous thing. I can actually use my other account. I can put one pilot in the seat, and I can use the other pilot, which my grandson plays and my sons play, and I can get them to load this from the outside and put a box in there, another box in there, etc. So you'll get 4 in there. You don't need to shut this door, and you can put another 4 boxes maybe in there. I don't do it all the time. I've only maybe done it once, just for a laugh. I'm not that hard up for cash that I have to do any cheating like that, really. I mean, it's not cheating if you've got 2 of you, but it's cheating if I'm using 2 accounts to close up the back of the ship and my other pilot's sat in the front. I've got 2 PCs in front of me. And it's often why my game is a little bit laggy, because I've got 2 Star Citizens running on 2 separate PCs. I'm running, also streaming to YouTube.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking.
Get the doors open.
Systems on. Launch complete.
I should shut the doors, really.
Landing complete.
So I'm in decoupled mode now. I will take up the legs. We'll go to full flight mode. While we're just rolling out gently, I'll go to my Mobiglass. Maps. Locations. And I want area 18. It comes up for me in this case because that's where I live, of course. And then we set it, and it should stay there. And now I should be able to find it. It is just off to the left. Go into the
Shields off.
quantum mode.
Quantum travel engaged.
Server error. Now these are the only issues that you might have. So if you've got a server error, if it doesn't come straight back on, this ship will be left hurtling through space. I get kicked out and I've lost £500,000. £474,000 down the toilet. But don't get upset about it. It is only a game. That's the way you got to look at it. So we're just waiting, waiting to see, with our life in our hands, or in the Ethernet gods. So we'll just be waiting. I'm sorry about this, that's the way it goes. As you can see, not my fault. You can't do nothing about it. Wow. Hey, we're there. So we look for the pentagon, the five-sided symbol. We've got it in our thing, so you'll see that there's really no other markers on the planet's surface, although there are bases all over the place. And we'll quantum down to the planet's surface, down to Reikat.
Quantum travel engaged.
It's on the other side of the planet at the moment. That's why it's spun us upside down and it's throwing us around the planet in a slingshot fashion. That's why we're upside down. Area 18, and the green light is where we want to be. Can you see those green lights reaching out into space? So we'll correct our orientation and we will speed down. This is the biggest mistake people make, is you turn off your you should turn off your decoupled mode, because at the moment you see I'm still heading towards the ground and I'm not pressing any buttons. You can't see that, but I'm telling you that I'm not pressing any buttons at all. So my decoupled mode is on, so I'll press C and it'll bring my coupled mode on, and then the thrusters will fire. So I'll just demonstrate that if I can get outside the vehicle. It's not letting me out. But keeping the forward thrusters on just lets you descend at a nice neat rate. When I'm feeling a little frivolous, I will just turn my decoupled mode off, like it is now, and speed up. There's no point in calling in. Well, I might as well call in. There's not many people about. That's what I'm saying is disabled in atmosphere. What's it think I'm trying to do? I ain't trying to fire. There's my hangar. If there's not a lot of people on, there's no point in opening your hangar doors too early, because by the time you get there they'll be closing them in your face. Slam the door in your face. So I'm going to turn off the quantum drive. That brings your shields up. And I'm going to go into vertical takeoff mode. I've still got my coupled mode on though. So now when I turn off decoupled mode, it should stop.
Alert. Alert.
I can't get on the outside of my craft. I've pressed F4. So I'm going to have to go in. I need to be on the outside of the vehicle really. I'm not happy. And just as I get lined up, they shut the doors on me. Won't let me go into outside view. Try and get the doors open again. Yeah. Is gear down.
Gear down.
And wait for the doors to open. Try the F4 again. Not working. So we're going to go down gently Bentley. Just take a look out the back. Nose up. So it's not good because I can't see. So I'm going to have to fly in. And then go down. I like to have a view around the ship though, so people say, oh, no, it's not realistic. It's not realistic, it's a game. But, you know.
Landing complete.
And I can't see round the ship at all. I can't. So won't let me out the seat. Oh, it has done that. So now it's letting me do it. Why am I crouched down? Anyway, so at this point in a two ship configuration, if you had two of these, you would basically just putting this one down in the hold and coming back up with the other one and then flying back and doing it all again. You'd need more than, you know, 1 million, I suppose. So I've only got 1 million, so I'm only using a rental ship. I have no other bigger cargo ships. I'm just making sure that the edges are in this thin yellow line, because this is the thin yellow line is where this pad goes down, you see. So this thin line, yellow line on the outside here, so the ship is well within its parameters for going down in the hold. And that's what we're going to do with it.
Welcome to the aUEC vehicle retrieval system.
Now, the only reason why I'm not
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
going now, this is where I would switch over to the Cutlass Black and fly that and bring that one back with a load of stuff. Then I would go to the TDD. But the last time I did it with the C1, I didn't just write down some of the figures. It's not important, but I think it's important for you guys who are asking the questions. Like my son wants to do a cargo trade route. He said it's profitable. It is, it depends, but you've got to have a big ship really. And really it starts at about the C1, or else there's no point. But this part of the journey back at Riker is the pain in the backside. We've got to watch out that we don't rush out of the elevator in case the floor's not there. Because if the floor isn't there, you fall through into outer space and then you die within seconds if you haven't got your helmet on. So I'm taking mine off just now because we're inside. And the trains have been pretty good, you know.
Your personal belongings are your personal responsibility.
Nice to see you again.
Oh yeah, how are we doing?
At all times.
Yeah, I like your skull t-shirt. He give me a twirl, did he? Bonk. We'll take another one with us.
Obey all security and customs personnel.
Sorry,
at
I'll
all
help you in a
times.
second.
Their job
I don't need any
is
help.
safety.
What, are you going to offer to drink this for me? Right, so remembering also that we spent about 65 grand on the hire of the ship. But normally, if you own one, that wouldn't be an issue, would it, of course?
Trap now approaching.
Aha, feel like your glasses. So, my central ring for request, I normally would do that, but I'm not going to do it today because, of course, I'm making a video. But normally I would stand there and make a friend request and talk to him and what have you. He might even be able to hear me talking now because we're in proximity on the game, in the game. So we're in Airport Plaza now because I saw the blue sign go past.
Now arriving.
Right, so we're going to write down, and I would, like I say, I would advise you to do the same. Write down your starting cash. So we are currently at bank balance 656, sorry, 321 Alpha UEC. And we sell 64 SCU. Of Laranite. So we're going to go select tower C1, straighten up the camera a little bit. We're going to get 9204 per SCU. Remember we paid 7422 for it, I think. Did we? I'm just looking. Oh yeah, 7422. Yeah, we paid 7422. So we're making a couple of grand each time, and then we're going to sell the max for 589066. Okay, so that will be a sell, and there will be a fee attached to that for 2.335k loading. So our final figure we get is 586,730 is what we're being charged, and when we've completed that, our bank balance will go up to 1,245,385. So we started at 1,114,753. We didn't include. I'd spent money on the the Cutlass Black being filled up with food, processed food. So from that point was 1,114,755, and now we've got 1,245,385. But I've been talking, and writing down things. Normally, I don't do any of that. What I do is I'll just go processed food. We're going to buy some more. We won't be able to put it all in, I don't suppose. 64. Oh, yes, we can. So 76. So we would buy that. Confirm. That's getting loaded in the ship. And then when we go back, I'll do the 2 run next, where I'll take one. I'll first take the Cutlass Black, come back, and then I'll take the C1, and then I'll come down here and sell them both, the Laranites, and that's how you make money. Apart from the other obvious ones which I do is the mining run, and I'll also do the apart from my mining runs, I like to do the scraping panels. Go find some panels out at Yala. If you go to Yala or Yala, stuck here, that's another one of those glitches. Remember, I did say let's have a look, let's see if it does it. We've crashed. So that's the end of the stream. I will get straight back in. No. Cancel the verify, because I know it's working. While we're waiting, I'll show you my basic note of the mission. So in my captain's log I do that. I don't write the numbers that way though. I would just write them as they would appear in the video's title. And we had a issue with Vulkan shaders just recently, and the issue is happening on the other PC as well, but that's got an RX 580 card, and this one's the 1050 Ti, so it's a very low spec card, but it plays all the games I want. Dubious Shubin Manning writes, United Earth System Com network hacked and Nix. Land grab continues. So I think we're about at the end of the video anyway, so you could see exactly what was going on. You're just trading. And if you do one single commodity, take out food out to any of the L1, any of the sort of like star bases, they're always wanting the food, and then you bring back something like Laranite, tungsten, you know, copper, anything you want. So and the other issue is, if you go for the high value cargoes, yes, you can make more money, but if you lose your ship, you also lose more. So just go careful, that's all I say. Thank you very much for watching. I've got these other 2 ships to deliver. I'm going to do them off camera, and I might do another video on the scraping with my scavenger ship. So before this it was mining, but I was mining with the new ship, the new mining ship. What do they call it? I can't remember anyway. Go back and look at the past videos, about 2 or 3 videos back, and you'll see. They're all in date order anyway, so luckily I'm still on the stairs, but I don't want to keep you with me because I'm just gonna probably have that happen again. One of the things you can do though is, if you've just had enough, like I have tonight, I've had enough of the rundowns and stuff, you can just sit your bum down, because it's another question newbies have when they come into the game. So what can I do? Just be aware that sometimes the game's not always gonna, you know, be kind to you and just give me things. So all I do is I just sit down there and I'll log out. My ship is in its base, there's no danger, and when I wake up I won't be sat on the bench, I'll be sat up in the towers where this woman is. You see the big blue woman in the background? Let's have a look. Big blue woman there. The VR, what is that visual? So when I look out of my apartment room, I'm up there somewhere in that tower. I think it's that tower, or in this tower. So yeah. And yeah, you can look right down there, look at your store all. You got all those places to come and explore if you come here to Area 18. So yeah, also maybe looking at the video description, I might have put a star code in there for anybody who's not a, you know, joined member. There are bonuses, so anybody who tells me, hey, I used my code, generally I'll help them and give them money in the game. So I can't promise anything because at the moment I've got nothing, but somebody comes in and says, well, I bought the code, I've come in the game and it's, you know, show me how to make money with this and show me how to make money with that, and what do I press to get this, how do I put my helmet on, It's Alt H, left Alt H, you know. But I won't put my helmet on. Left Alt H again to take it off. I'll just sit down. This is how you can log out of your game. You just stay. You could just stand here, of course, but I like to think that my character's sat down. And then I just log out. I hit exit to menu, and then I wait till it's gone to the menu, and then I quit the game, then I shut my PC off. That's how we get out. Right, anyway, so thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you later on. Ta-da bye.